I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I beep when I go by, so don't worry.
All right.
Sorry, I just realized I was muted. I'm like talking away here. So, John, I guess, do you have a flag for us? Does that have one up?
Yes.
Hey, Mike. There we go.
Good evening.
Good evening. And are you going to give Amy a call, Deb? Oh, hey, Christine.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Christine.
Hello, Christine.
Hello.
Hey, Christine.
Hi. How's everybody?
How are you? That's the question.
I'm doing okay. Thank you.
Good.
All good.
You and your dad are my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are we live and recording it, John?
Yes, we are, as of right now.
Okay.
I just wanted to get us going first.
John, you look focused tonight. That's good.
I almost took a nap today.
Amy Rivera is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
All right. Deb, hang up there.
I got it. Sorry. One more.
Is Amy on? Or no? I'm seeing her twice.
Almost.
Amy, are you in the meeting? I can't tell from what's going on there.
I'm trying to text her now, too, and it's just not going through.
Okay. Get her number showing up twice, so. Okay, well, I know we have Deb here, and we have 4 of us here, so perhaps we should go ahead and start. Deb, you were unable to reach her?
I wasn't able to reach her, Barbara.
Okay. All right, so it's 7:04, and I would like to call the meeting to order. Julie, could you do roll call, please?
Sure. Barbara Dayton?
Here.
Dave Conlon?
Here.
Tim Frazier? Pat Brabant?
Here.
Amy Rivera?
Tim was here, he was just on mute.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm here.
Amy says she's on, but nobody can hear her. She just texted me.
Oh, okay.
She said, no one can hear me. I said I showed twice.
Okay.
So she's somehow watching, but we just can't see her.
Okay, thank you very much. So she is here. So
She is here.
thanks, Julie. If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much for being here this evening. As I was thinking today, it seems like we always have a meeting right before school starts to do a number of appointments, and that we don't ever factor that into our schedule, so we have a regular meeting before school starts. So I know we've approved the schedule for next year, but maybe we want to think about it just being a regular meeting instead of having to do a special one if we can work that in.
You have reached the maximum time permitted for recording your message. If you're satisfied with the message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3.
Hopefully it'll hang up now.
Yeah, see if I can.
If you're satisfied with the message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3.
John, is there a way that you can get rid of that number?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now.
If you're satisfied with the message, press 1. To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're my hero.
I think you've seen all the things that can happen on a group call like that. So that hasn't happened to us before.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So thank you. So we definitely have a few items to go over, and the first of which, Deb, regards the Donna, our beloved Donna Thorette, leaving the school. So would you?
I would love to really honor Donna in person, and I will, because I know where she lives. But Donna's been with the spring school for 20 and a half years. She was a parent here at the school, and she just stepped in when she was needed and called upon, and did anything that anybody asked her to do. She was a TA in a special ed classroom. She was a teacher assistant in K-1 classrooms. She was your greeter at the door for Board of Ed meetings. She was the copy person, always here late, always willing to do whatever you asked her to do. On the bus as a bus monitor for our special needs students. I don't think there's anything that Donna hasn't done in school, asked to do, and always done it with a smile, and it's such a caring, warm way. I know personally for myself, she welcomed me here at spring school, and every night that I was here late, she always checked in on me, and she said, can I get you something to eat? Like she was just she is a caring individual whose heart is going to be broken being so far away from us. She's moving to Florida, being near her sister. So we wish her only the best in retirement, good health, Donna, and thank you so much for all your years of service. We love you, and we're going to miss you terribly. And I know there's a couple of board members that would love to say something.
I just want to say something real quick. Donna she embodies everything that this school is all about. She's a wonderful person. She's never always about other people, helping students, helping fellow coworkers. She's one of when I first moved to this community, she was one of the nicest people that I've ever encountered, and she will be sorely missed. And I wish her the best of luck in Florida, and hopefully every time she comes back to New York to visit us, she's not changed.
Yeah, I'd like to jump on that, David, to say, Don, thank you for being such a friend to my two daughters and to my wife, who, of course, teaches there. On a personal note, I just, there never was a time that you didn't greet us with kindness and a smile and what can I do for you? And you will be missed every single day by all of us.
I definitely concur. Donna was in my son's kindergarten class. This must have been 3 years after she started there, I think. And just the most wonderful presence, so friendly. It's just, I'm going to get old teary. We're going to miss her very much. She's been such a wonderful presence in our school for a long time.
Yeah, like that. Donna, you are part of spring school. When I think of you, I always remember Mr. Rogers. I was watching last night. You want to be my friend. Donna, you are everybody's friend. You make sure everybody's welcome, no matter what you do. So you're the Mrs. Rogers to me, And I really want to thank all of you, my kids, and everybody else everybody you meet. You make a better world for them. It's a great thing to see you do. Thanks, Donna.
Sorry we can't be with her in person and give her a big hug.
I did ask her to sign on, so I don't know if she's on here, John. Is Donna on there?
I didn't actually send her an invite, but she might be in the chat room.
Okay, because I did tell her to please sign in tonight, but this is recorded, so we can make sure she gets a copy of it, John, right?
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you.
So we really just have primarily personnel items this evening, since this is not a regular meeting, no finance or other items. Carrie, if you want to go ahead and review our personnel items.
Or public commentary number 1.
I'm sorry, I skipped over. Yes, thank you very much. I knew that was on there. So yes, actually right now it is time for public commentary number 1, which are items of board business, which is just personnel this evening, which is why I started saying all that before. So if anybody has a question about the personnel item at this time, Julie, can you let me know if you have any questions there?
I don't have anything regarding the personnel items, no.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Carrie?
Okay. So I will,
Terry, why don't I take the top 3 and then you can start with their resignations.
sure.
Okay, so we have the retirement of Donna Thorette, teacher assistant. Tonight, before you is an appointment for Christine Cleary as acting principal due to a leave from Mr. Casal that the board has approved. To back up, Christine Cleary as the acting principal is Maria Mondini, interim assistant principal. Maria retired recently from East Hampton High School as assistant principal, so we're sure that she will be able to support Christine. And I just want the community to know that these 2 individuals will definitely open our school safely and smartly, as we've indicated, in less than a week, really. Our teachers will be back next Tuesday and our students will be back next Thursday. So thank you, Christine Cleary, for stepping up, and thank you, Maria, for saying yes to my invitation to join us. And Maria, by the way, is returning to spring school. She was a teacher here. Okay, Carrie.
So the next on the list, D, is the resignation of Yago. She was one of our board teachers, but wants to sit on her job endeavors and leave. Resignation of Laura Burr, who was a school bus driver. She also filled in for us for missed her as well. Of absence request for one of our members. She is the appointment of Melissa Dexter, for English as a new joining our ENLT and will be team for EN. Welcome her. Very excited to have her. Is an appointment for Sophia for 0.8 E. Will be joining our teachers as well. And I of Anna Castro for full-time teacher for this year. Schedule will look next year. We're very excited to have Anna well. Anna and will both speak Spanish, so we're excited to have more Spanish speakers in our help with parent communication and as well as our students. J is the appointment team Connor. She will think. Kate, Gloria Soria as a library aide as we stay for secretary, and this position open, working for the district in a multitude of positions, and so we're happy to have a time position for her as library aide. L is every year with 2 extra classes that we need filling and up for. L is the appointment for Eric Schwab to teach science middle school, and M is the of Rosa Lua, to Spanish teacher for middle school as well. And then we have our second positions for our STA, for this year. It is a small list right now, and we will add as we what activities be able to under the restrictions get lifted, hopefully, of COVID. O is the appointment of substitutes. We're hiring subs, so in the building for contact tracing, and that we have for our staff if they get sick or need to get to care of what they need to do, as well as P, the appointment of our security guards will be returned is a week, and we'll be stepping in hopefully for them. And
Carrie, we're having a really hard time hearing you right now. You're breaking up.
Do you want me to finish it, Barbara?
Yeah. If you want to start at O.
Yes. Now you're breaking up, Carrie. So on the substitutes, as Carrie said, we're hiring permanent substitute teachers that will work 4 days a week. They're certified permanent subs or finishing up their certification, so they're considered certified, as well as 2 TAs to fill in for our TAs. We haven't been that fortunate with nurse substitutes, so you have some that will give us a day here or there. And the same thing with custodians. We have posted for 4-day custodians and 4-day nurse, but nobody has applied yet. The substitute drivers are committed to assisting us, especially with the resignation of one of our bus drivers. We have one going for his road test tomorrow, so cross your fingers on that. Security guards, Pat will be back and Tom will be back. Todd and Jessica will be filling in for them in their absence, and we are still looking for security guards, again, to back them up. Extra hours for CSEA, we are going to have them come in as early as 8 o'clock for car line to start taking temperatures. And of course, they will be with us should we have any stragglers at the end of the day as well for supervision. School monitors and school bus monitors is your list there. The school monitors all have to be trained, which they will be by Marion. We're bringing Brenda in for the phones because they are ringing off the hook already this week, and we plan to keep her for the remainder of the week so that our phones are answered right away. So that's personnel, Barbara.
Great. Thank you very much. So does the board have any questions on any of these items at this time? In that case, do I have a motion to move personnel items A through S to a consent agenda? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you. Going on to the emergency response plan, Deb.
Right, and I'm going to ask Christine to just update the board. This plan needs to go to the printer and be given to each one of our staff members, so time is of the essence. That's why I put that on here. And Christine will tell you there were very small changes, one of them being when we went out in March, we looked in our handbook and said, there's nothing here about a pandemic. So now our emergency response plan has what to do in case of a pandemic.
Okay.
Christine?
Yeah, so it's, again, very similar, as Deb said, to what's been published in the past. And these are our emergency response guidebooks that are in each classroom and each office in the building during the year. In my absence a few weeks ago, I know the administrators worked very hard with the local police department and the local fire department and other emergency first responders to review the plan. And then add in all the COVID-related information. So that's really what was added. That's all in the back of the document. And everything from the protocols, the general protocols, as Deb said, the temperature taking, the mask wearing, the social distancing aspects, to some of the other staff and staying home when you're sick, things like that. So it's sort of a combination of CDC guidelines, New York State Department of Health guidelines, emergency guidelines from the local police and fire department, and then of course New York State education guidelines. So just a few updates. Elizabeth Valens, who is one of our clericals, which she will be responsible for one of the for the robocalls that go out in case of an emergency, and a couple of other personnel changes from some of the committees. Other than that, it's all the same. The lockdown drills, the fire drills, all the basic emergency procedures are the same.
Right.
Do you have it there? Is it attached?
Yeah, it's attached in the board docs.
Okay, good.
Yes, so thank you. Great. I know how hard you guys have been working on everything, and hopefully it wasn't too difficult to add all this into the existing plan, since so much of this was written down elsewhere in our opening plan with other protocols. So hopefully it wasn't too much to add on to your plate, along with everything else that you guys are doing.
Well, again, it was a team effort. I think, the administrators this summer that were in the building and the local community, they worked really hard on it. However, it's really nice that it's all in one spot now. It's a comprehensive document, and, hopefully we will never have to use it again after 2021, the pandemic part of it, but we'll see. So it's in there. And it's in there, and it's clear, and we just, once we get your blessing, we will send it off to print. It takes about 2 weeks before they come in, and then they'll be distributed by the custodians and put up in all the classrooms and offices.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yes, we'll go over a portion of it. We'll go over a portion of it at Superintendent's Conference Day for all the attendees, all the staff.
Do any of the board members have any questions about the plan at this time? In that case, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby approves the emergency response plan for the 2020-2021 school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Great, thank you. And Deb, do you just want to give us a quick
Of course.
overview and reminder?
So schedules went out today, student schedules. So parents have not opened up the eSchool parent portal. They should open up their parent portal and see who their child's teacher is. If there's no teacher's name attached and there's a classroom, that's the homeroom. That's the 0 period that we spoke about that our students in the junior high will be going to. So I know I had a couple of emails regarding the child doesn't have a teacher, because in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they have several teachers, but they do have a homeroom, and it's by number. So I'll put that out there. If they have technical problems getting into parent portal, they should email support@springschool.org. Again, support@springschool.org, and any one of the technicians would be happy to help them. Please make sure your contact information is up to date when you log into eSchool, because remember, we're going to be communicating through email and through text, so that's real important. John, did I miss anything on eSchool and parent portal for parents?
No,
Actually, Deb, I thought you were going to have that people had to give their updated, make sure they were giving their information in order to get the schedule, correct?
Yeah.
That's
Yes, it acts for that, so they need to check it.
yes, I did send it, so people, I'm sorry.
Deb, did you send out a text or email today saying schedules are out?
Christine, did that go out today? The reminder from Mike Schrecker? Julie, shaking her head.
It should have went out at the end of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it did. I got it too.
Because I know last month, John said we were missing about 78 parents. There were correct diagrams in the emails and all that stuff.
It wasn't 78 parents that we were missing emails. It's that they didn't respond. It didn't go through to their text message.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah.
They did call. It was like certain parents and hopefully we have their emails, but some people, we don't have emails or accurate phone numbers to get in contact with them. That's like 2 or 3 families. So we're gonna have to go to their houses to get that information. So please contact the school with updated emails and phone numbers that are accurate so we can get in contact with you.
So how many am I missing so far, Carrie? I'm sorry.
2 or 3 families that I will be making house calls to.
Out of the whole district?
Yes,
That's pretty good. That's
well,
real good.
that we can't get, yeah.
Okay.
Can people hear me better?
No, you're still breaking up.
Sorry.
On the Chromebooks, they've been ordered. We're waiting for them with bated breath. No update recently, John. Second week in September, maybe.
Yes,
This is a national problem, right?
yes, it's a worldwide problem, actually. And just getting back to eSchool, the schedules and the information is posted. Sometimes the parent just needs to expand the window and all the information will appear. But it's all there, and we're live in 2021 school year.
Thank you, John. Thanks for all your efforts there. And Christine, I know you worked really hard on the classes. And A and B cohort, a whole new world for us. Facilities. I know many of our teachers have been in the building. Again, kudos to them for emptying out their rooms. They look very bare, but I'm going to say that it's going to make cleaning and disinfecting really very easy and very thorough. And that's the whole idea behind really getting rid of a lot of the stuff in the room to make that happen every afternoon with our staff. We are in crunch mode. Tomorrow, you will see the whole side of Ed's Holtz Lane closed down. The fire hydrants being moved over by the portable. Another well is being put in where we get water over there. So that whole strip is going to be closed off tomorrow. We're waiting for electrical work. I have a call into a local resident. Yes, trees were chopped down. I think the most of the noise will be done in a week, but our field is looking more like a field very soon. They promised to have sod in by November on the field. The bus yard was extended for parking and for facilities, just portable facilities for our bus drivers. Transportation, again, a reminder, you're opting into transportation. I know the high school students are all taken care of, but we still have some elementary parents that, again, we haven't been able to reach or haven't returned phone calls regarding opting into transportation. Christine Cleary, the acting principal, will be getting a principal's letter out to our parents with last-minute instructions, as well as welcoming all our parents back. Tomorrow, I am being interviewed by a student, Callie, who's going to be on a video with me, all the questions that our students have about coming back to school. And we'll post that on Facebook, on our website. So for our parents and students, please look for that. It's a student interviewing me on what to expect on the first day of school. So I'm looking forward to that meeting tomorrow with Callie and letting the students see a little bit of what's in store for them. We'll visit a classroom. Hopefully we'll be able to visit a bus. Definitely learn how to walk into the building using our 6 feet distancing and wearing our masks. So I want to thank her and her mom for agreeing to meet with me, and we'll post it, and it'll be very helpful for our students to see something rather than just read something, but to actually see something tomorrow. Enrollment is steady. We don't see the same pop that everybody else is seeing around us. You know, we've had students leave and we've had students enter, and our classes are pretty well balanced and set. And registration forms are online. If there are still people out there that have not registered, usually when you see the yellow school buses go around town, they come in and register. We will have kindergarten orientation on one of the superintendent's conference days, the 9th in the afternoon, correct, Mrs. Cleary?
That's 1 o'clock.
there'll be a schedule and the parents will be notified as to when to come in and visit their child's class. Just know, again, they'll look very different because there's not a lot of stuff, because we don't want stuff to get wet and get, moldy or anything like that. So, but they'll be able to meet their teacher in person, and the parents will get to see their classroom where they'll be spending their time. Have I missed anything? Carrie, Mike, Christine? We're looking forward to having children back in the building.
I'm sure you are, because that's what it's there for. And I think it sounds like you've been very thorough. I look forward to seeing the student-led interview with you. Practical question here: how is the room? What's working out with the room that needed the truss to be replaced? Is that done?
The truss is done. They worked Friday and Saturday on that. Tomorrow, the ceiling is being replaced, and then the lighting after that. We've been told we'll be able to get into the nurse's office and the front classrooms by Friday. The cleaners are coming in on Thursday to clean that whole area. Kerry and Christine and I visited a little bit this afternoon. It looks really nice. The wood floors, just a natural pine refinished, are just gorgeous. They really are nice. It looks like a lot still has to be done, but I have to say our custodians have been doing an amazing job, and everybody, all the teachers that have come in to empty out their rooms, everybody's working together. We all told Mrs. Diaz, because that's the last classroom to come online, that we're there for her. We'll help her set up. We've ordered some furniture, which promises to be here within 7 to 10 days, because we ran out of very small desks. So if there are large tables in any classrooms when children first come back to school, they will be replaced by smaller desks. Our PPE supplies are in. We keep stockpiling to make sure that we have enough. It's just the Chromebooks that right now are on back order. But as far as PPE goes, we do have our cleaning supplies, we have our masks, we have our gloves. Our custodians are ready, as I said, and I'm excited. It's going to be a different opening, but I think everybody just wants to get back.
Yeah, I'd like to say, going back to that classroom 54, we had our meeting with Park East and BBS this afternoon. Derek Nat seems to think that they did it so expeditiously that the cost is not going to be anywhere near the $34,000. It's going to be a substantial savings.
Well, that would be lovely. That's
yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's great. I'm so happy that's going to be back and ready to use, and that the nurses' rooms will be, there and available. And we got to see a peek at them last week when we did a walkthrough, and I'm looking forward to seeing the full finished product. Quite a different space. So. Really excited to see these things coming along. Anybody have any questions for Deb right now about any other board opening issues that?
The other question with Deb is, I noticed certain types of masks you cannot wear to school. Is that going to be displayed on the website?
I believe it was in one of our PowerPoint presentations, but that could be something we put in the letter by the principal as a reminder. What masks are appropriate and which ones are not.
Right. Yeah, I think that's on the Facebook page, on the.
Kaylee and I can talk about it tomorrow. I think I have one of those gaiters that we can show that's not appropriate and show the ones that are appropriate.
That'd be nice, because not everybody watches board meetings.
No, I think Kaylee can do that tomorrow with me.
Okay, it'll be on the website. Okay.
I have a really nice gaiter, but I can't wear it.
No, I know. I got my son bought me a nice one too.
Okay, that's great. So if we're done with the reopening review, it would now be time for public commentary number 2. If any members of the public are getting in touch with either Julie or Kerry that you can see about reopening or whatever, you can let us know.
I have a letter from Rebecca and Tim Taylor.
Okay.
It said, Dear Spring School Administration and Board of Education, the parent-child relationship is very different from the teacher-child relationship. Having many conversations with local school families, we have learned from
other parents how difficult it was teaching the core academic subject areas in the spring during COVID-19. We'd like to propose that when the students are in school with their teachers the 2 days a week, that the entire school day is focused on the core subject areas, math, ELA, writing, social studies, and science. Let the parents and caregivers focus on teaching the extracurricular subjects, PE, art, music, and social emotional. It is our understanding that Governor Cuomo has allowed teachers to teach 10 additional hours outside of their certifications. Understanding that classroom teachers need their prep periods, please look to have the extracurricular subject area teachers assist with teaching the core subject areas. This will alleviate the pressure of the parent teaching their child the core subject areas. The extracurricular subject areas will be more enjoyable for parents to teach and an enjoyable activity for parents and children to do together, not straining the parent-child relationship. Thank you, Rebecca and Tim Taylor.
Thanks very much, Julie.
Yep, that's all I have.
Okay, Carrie?
Sorry, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm responding as well to YouTube, but I do have a question about the filtration, if they were, what has done with the air filter situation. So if you can address that.
Yes, thank you. I was going to share this report with the Board of Ed on the 14th, but in bioscience report came back. The rooms that we knew were going to be a problem came out. Of course, that's the STEAM room and the math room. We already knew that those rooms would not be used for classrooms because of the ventilation. Most of our classrooms with the univents meet or exceed what's called the flow rate. And we did it by room, and at your suggestion and recommendation, all rooms were tested, not 20%, which is usually the recommendation. They weren't able to test the rooms in the front, so they'll have to come back because they were under construction. They weren't able to test the one on the stage, also due to, not construction, but due to storage. And otherwise, we're waiting for filters to come in, which are the MER 13s, which were recommended by Bioscience. They weren't ordered. In addition, our screens have come in for our doors on the commons area and our windows that are exit windows. So you can't put a regular screen in there, but you could put these Velcro screens that kind of, you just push and it opens and you can go out. So Mr. Newman said that those have arrived, so those will go on our windows so that the windows that do not open, at least the doors can open, and the emergency exits will also have a screen in them. Our other two areas that we already knew about are the two small gym offices. Those doors have to remain open when our phys ed teachers are in there, but with their schedule, they'll be pushing in and they'll be going outside a great deal. We are still waiting to hear from Section 11 about sports. So the locker rooms are in very good shape as far as ventilation goes, but they're not being used for anything but locker rooms because we're waiting to hear from Section 11 on whether there will be sports. That discussion will take place on the 14th in anticipation for sports to start. We want to get some guidance from the Board of Education, so we'll have Whitney with us, and I think I sent you her questions already for that meeting. But we're really in very good shape. We have to remind our teachers not to put anything on the univents. We have some plant growth that we had to get rid of in the courtyard, but they were here today to do that. And I will share this report with the board.
Great, thank you, Deb. I'm glad they went ahead and tested every room. I think that's really important so our parents feel comfortable with the air quality in each room. And the filters that you're talking about, I understand it is the equivalent of what everybody knows as a HEPA filter, but this is what it's called for the univent. It
Correct.
filters out that same amount of particles, 97 or 99 or whatever that amount is, correct?
Yes, and they're being custom made because some of our univents are older. So, and they will be disposable. They will not be that you can wash them and reuse them.
Right, okay. And regarding circulation in the locker rooms, we did just have those windows closed because the addition is being put on there and that has to be a solid wall. So what kind of airflow do those locker rooms actually have right now?
They actually do have. Well, right now, say about the small radius.
And do we anticipate they're being used at this point, actually?
Yeah, locker rooms are very well ventilated, but not officially tested because it is not an occupied space.
Do we think they'll actually be will people actually be changing at this point in the school year, or is that's not happening because they're either pushing into the class or going outside, correct?
They're not changing for phys ed.
Right.
The locker rooms would only be used for sports, and then we're waiting for Section 11 because that's part of the concern that Section 11 has. It's not playing the sports outside, but going into tight spaces for changing. So if you take a team of 25 kids that has to change, you'd probably need an hour to get everybody in and out of the locker with 5 children at a time. So I know all the superintendents have been asked to fill out a questionnaire for Section 11 regarding, how long would it take you to get, children in and out of locker rooms? Do you have enough buses? Are you worried about the travel time with, multiple children on multiple different buses? The commingling was asked of us. So I had Whitney on all of those meetings, and we're just waiting to hear what the outcome was. I think Section 11 has a meeting with the Department of Health tomorrow, so maybe by Friday we'll have something.
Okay.
Deb, I have a question, just overall cleanliness of the rooms. I know you just talked about the air filters, but maybe could you go into detail of what the custodians have done per room and the building?
So on the
Somehow
we
we
lost
lost
Deb,
Miss
so
Winter.
everyone hold on.
You're on mute.
on the website under Health, Safety, and Facilities is where you will find all of our cleaning product data sheets. People have asked for those. Those are all the cleaners that it will be using. The pesticide information is also there, as well as the tick spraying. We will have cleaning and disinfecting protocols coming up soon. I know I've reviewed them, and they will be reviewed with the custodians tomorrow, in fact, and they will be then followed up with checklists. Those checklists will be on every door and office. Oh, they're already up. The cleaning protocols and the checklist are under checklist. Our goal is to clean all the high surface areas that people touch, hand, knobs, the water fountains. We did replace all of our paper towel dispensers with automatic paper towel dispensers. We're not using our hand dryers. They are being disconnected. All of our faucets have been recently changed out to be automatic faucets. Hand sanitizers have been placed in every area, as well as classrooms when you first walk into classrooms. We've done a great deal in that area.
And then I did just mention too, we did a plug before, Deb, for custodians. We are still looking for some part-time custodians to help us out. We do have staff now to cover everything, but we would like to have subs just, if someone gets sick or is out.
Yeah, we would like to hire 2 4-day-a-week custodians, one at night and one during the day.
And then the other question was in regards to if we do have cases, how many cases would shut down the school?
That's going to be a Department of Health. We follow their directive. They do their tracing and they let us know whether it's a classroom we have to close, a bus that we have to close. So the Department of Health is who we take our direction from, not our decision alone.
Carrie, do you have anything else there?
I do not. That is it.
Julie, do you have any questions at this time?
I just double checked, Barbara. I do not.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey Deb, the windows behind the stage in the gym, are they going to be open?
There's windows that can open, should be open, and Dan went around and did screens for every window that can open. So
We'll try to keep those curtains, if we can, we'll keep it open as much as possible so we get that fresh air into the gym.
correct. And our security guards will be stationed due to the construction. We're really pretty fortunate because the whole back of the building is construction. On the sides, we're going to post a security guard on one side of the building and on the other side of the building where the windows could be open, to quote the public, where there's no fencing around. So we've already indicated that's where our security guards will be stationed. They don't need to be in the building because they're not checking to see if doors are closed, because doors and windows are allowed to be opened. And we are required to do all of our drills. So with a smaller number of students in the room, I anticipate our fire drills will go really smoothly, as well as our lockdown drills.
Right, okay, and that, again, that corridor is all taken care of to go to the backfield for when the fire drills happen.
Correct. We had the tree trimmers in, and they have done all of the tree trimming on that side so that, you know, the kids don't get hit by a branch or something. And then we just, I think it was today that Mahoney was just raking out because there were a lot of like rocks in that. We could, you know, easily trip. So they were raking that out as well. We do walkthroughs through the building almost every day now and make punch lists, and, you know, we still have lockers to lock up. There will be no use of lockers. You know, please have children bring the bare necessities to school with them. They are allowed, there was a recent change, they are allowed hand sanitizer on our buses. So if parents want children to have their own hand sanitizer on their book bag, they can. That just came down as well.
Right, okay, good.
I have one more question. One of our parents wants to know if we have a plan, if we have to go fully remote.
Yes, that remote plan is online, and it will look very similar to the days that they are on remote. So the expectation is our teachers will definitely do a mini lesson, whether it's recorded or it's a Google Meet, take attendance, and you know, if they have 4 or 5 classes, they'll have 4 or 5 classes that day for the junior high students.
Deb, I have a question from a parent asking if the water fountains will be in use.
Good question. So the water fountains will not be in use, but we have water filling stations. They will be, we encourage students to bring their own water bottles with them. Please mark them very carefully. And we will have a cup station next to the water filling stations along with garbage cans to throw out their paper cups.
They want to know if if the online full remote plan, if we are to go fully remote, would that constitute more than 2 hours of instruction daily?
What is it, 80 to 120 minutes? I'd have to look at it. Christine, do you remember? It's different.
I know we have it. We have it. I think it's more towards the 80 for fully remote.
For elementary and then 120 for junior high.
Yeah, because there's certain credentials, you know, certain hours that they have to have. Certain credit hours in junior high. So we can get back to you on that.
Okay. Deb, we did order lanyards for all the kids for their masks, correct?
Yes,
Okay. So if parents want to have an extra one, but we will have at least one per student.
yes, and they break off, so they're safe. They break off on the ends as well. So if somebody pulls on it. Please mark your mask though, label them. I don't expect a lot of things to be lost and found because the children are more or less staying in their cohorts and staying in their classrooms, and the staff is moving. Every child will have a bin in their classroom to put all their personal items in, so that when they do come in to clean and disinfect, the bin gets sprayed and not their personal items.
Okay, any other questions at this time? No? Okay, it looks like no. Does the board have any other questions at this time?
No, there's nothing at my end, Barbara.
Okay, does the board have time to pop back into exec for a quick summing up of our conversation of our pre-meeting that we left off on?
I do have two more questions, Barbara, sorry.
All right, bring them on.
A parent wants to know, what is the disciplinary action if the student won't wear a mask when required?
Christine, do you want to take that? Or you want me to take it?
I'm going to let you field that one, Deb.
Okay, so this is a teaching moment for our children. We are going to play lots of videos. The Department of Health, the CDC have put out some really cute videos. I was just in touch with parents from, I want to say, Port Washington that wrote a book. They just gave us permission to post that book online that talks about the importance of wearing masks. We're not asking children to wear masks to be punitive. We're asking children to wear masks to be considerate of other people. When they wear their mask, they're actually protecting others. So it's in line with being kind and being respectful and being considerate. So we will have those discussions with our children as needed. And they will be getting frequent breaks and being allowed to go outside for those breaks. Take their mask off and to eat, of course.
And did you have another question there, Carrie?
I'm just answering it. It's about the water filters and it's fine.
Okay. Any other ones at this time then, Julie?
No, nothing on my end.
Okay, thank you. Is the board available to go back into exec session briefly?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
So do I have a motion to adjourn the regular meeting exec session to discuss, to finish our personnel discussion?
Make a motion.
Oh, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We got a new invite?
Great, thank you.
Yes, I'll send you a new invite. Good night, John. Thank you. Good night, Christine.
Okay,
Bye.
welcome.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, Mike. Good night, John. Bye.